Isa pa yun, it's an office that has, there are lawyers there, but kung masabi ito ng bar, ito mga gago na to. How can you override a constitutional? Well, as it's freedom of speech, kaya nga pinapatay eh. Kasi hindi na madala sa demanda. It's the highest. I don't want you can kill me. When I said that I'm invoking my constitutional right to freedom of expression and free speech. Kaya kayo cannot be asked to task for anything. Kaya nga eh, wala mapuntahan ang tao. Kasi pag mademanda, the role is na Supreme Court, sabihin na public interest is higher than a private concern. So, yung mauna yung the community which must be informed, and it is only to media, either broadcast, written, or gano'n. Or sabi ko yung umiyak sa akin, that's the rule. Forget it. You want to, just papatay na. Forget it. I don't know if he forgot, but apparently he did not.
Next.
Kayo mga taga-Manila, sabihin ninyo. Huwag na kayong pumunta dito. Sabihin nyo sa mga boss ninyo.
Inaadulong o siya?
We will conduct governance sub rosa.
Hi, good afternoon.
Wow.
Sorry. Inaadulong
Umaga na.
siya.
Good morning.
Ay, good evening na pala, sorry. Kasi afternoon kami pinatawag.
Pero, maraming tao. Talking to the new appointees. So I have to ask them searching questions and answers because I have to satisfy public interest. That's the standard. See to it that they are not the guys like the third category of journalism, graft and corruption. Money is all evil. Go ahead.
Sir, you criticized or lambast corruption in media, and yet you admitted to also giving money to some journalists. Aren't you in a way contradicting yourself? Aren't you in a way encouraging that practice?
No, PR kami. That's the practice. That is why I said, on PR. I am a politician. Doesn't mean that I'm extraordinarily honest. But as I am awfully somebody who tells the truth. Ano na yan? Pamasahin, ano? May convention mga writer, ano? Good. That is not corruption. But what I'm saying is that everybody is into the business, and you can ask any congressman. Just because you are, I cannot invite you for lunch, dinner, or like tonight. If you want, you can go drinking. That is socializing. That is something else. Ito dito, PR, the second category. And I said, it's not corruption. It's somebody else's mouth moving for this guy. But hindi yung third stage, sabi ko, they go about corrupting people and extorting.
So
I was very careful.
So are you looking at an end to this practice? What do you plan to do to
To
address
end this problem, it has to start in your field, in your court, mata. Kaya nito, sabihin niya namatay ang nanay niya. He's a journalist. And he has no money, but he has to go to the Visayas because namatay ang nanay. So what would you do? If you are the mayor, and if you can afford to give, why not give? Is it because of the media? No, it's because it's a fellow human being. And he has to be there, and he has to cry at the burial of his father or mother. The consideration is not because I'm asking you to publish something for them. Kayong mga taga, all of you from Davao, tell me an instance. Tell me a single instance when I ask you. Kaya sabi ko, it's goodwill. Kayong lahat, except for yung goodwill nga. Kailan ako You can ask anybody. I've been mayor for 23 years. Tell me an instance where I said, even the press office of the city mayor, you can ask them. Statement of it. My guideline, the truth. Because the truth would always come out, however you hide it. And the role, my role, has always been stealing one's thunder. Kaya yung narration ko doon, yung sa election, sinabi itong Gabriela that I committed, I was narrating an event that really happened. And this guy, kalaban ko, one of the presidential candidates, was poking around looking for the tape because it was recorded when I expressed anger. And I knew that if they could get the tapes ahead of me, they will use it on the last moments, on the last days of the election, and I would have the chance to rebut it. Kaya inunahan ko na. That's why I expressed it in public. There was this incident. What do we that for? It's a simple story. And at the time, every network was in Davao City covering the event. There was the shooting and So sabi ko nga, I killed all of the 16 people. What's your problem? Everybody was there. Lahat ng TV networks were there. Bakit karaki siya natago dyan?
Marisa Mali?
Text ka doon sa...
Marisa Mali, you're next. Or GMA? 7.
Good evening.
Isa ka pa dumating.
Good evening, Mr. President. Good evening, Mr. President. I would just like to clarify, what exactly did you mean when you said kill or stop journalism? Because we would like to believe that exposing anomalies and telling the truth, no matter how dangerous this is still one of the most noble professions in this world.
I was taken out of it. There's no sense when you say kill journalism. You cannot connect the two words. I would say that you are journalism. You run the risk. Even if you...
No, you just mentioned a while ago, sorry Mr. President, but you just mentioned a while ago, kill journalism. I am challenging you. Stop journalism in this country.
No, kill journalism here. Do not come here anymore because you were threatening to boycott. Go on, stop journalism. I was using word kill. You kill the journalism here.
Not the profession.
I cannot stop you. It is in your person.
Sir,
You want to do, you want to, you do not want that to come here, to boycott me. Kill journalism here. Because kung ayaw na ninyong punta, di wala ng journalism. How can I kill journalism? Ibig ko sabihin, huwag ka na. If you want, you can kill journalism. I don't rely on the government. Because that is the threat. Putang ina. Sinabi ko na sa mga ugok, putang ina, I can lose the presidency. My life, honor, just do not fuck with me. Huwag ninyo akong takot. Boycott. Let's say kayo, di ba boycott kayo? Huwag na kayo man. Patayin ninyo. I was really translating it. Patayin ninyo ang journalism dito.
Sir, Mr. President, whenever you speak, it becomes headline because, frankly, whatever you say seems to be new to a lot of Filipinos, and including the manner of how you express yourself. And that style actually endeared you to a lot of Filipinos. Dahil po marami ang humahanga sa inyo, do you think the Filipinos should follow your lead in how you express yourself and how you talk?
The choice is a democracy. Wala naman kung ano. And if they want to follow me, fine. But there are about 15 million plus Filipinos who voted for me. And they've heard it over and over again when I was campaigning. So what's the problem? I never pretended. There was no pretension at all because I do not want to pretend, and you know that. So if you want to follow me, go. Why? If you say that in the manner that I said, that if it's bad manners, I'm sorry. I failed in good manners and right conduct, and that is the subject you're in grade 4. I'm having a headache now.
So international news organizations are also picking up your statements and are actually likewise they urge to file suit against you. What's your reaction on this, sir?
Bullshit to them. I am not the president of the community.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Next, Harold Arguelles of Mindanao.
Ayan ang mahirap dito nga, kaya puro tinatakot ka na demand of the convention of this, the convention of that, the UN. Putang inatang UN, hindi mo masubsob yung patayan dyan sa Middle East, they're killing people like really. Cannot even lift a finger in Africa, they're butchering the... Mahimik nga kayo, pareho rin kayo wala ng Pilipinas. Do not force me your code of conduct. You're not supposed to do that. I never signed anything and said that I have to behave in such in this manner or in that manner. Yes.
Yes.
How is the NDF running along in the city?
You mentioned on May 16, in your press con on May 16, that you would issue guidelines in the war against drugs and that it must start at the barangay level.
Yes.
You also said something about enlisting people, ROTC graduates and ex-soldiers, military, and to arm them?
To help the tide,
Because you
the
said
rushing tide of drugs. Yes.
they will be armed.
Yes. What's the purpose of deputizing them? Para na mamatay sila? When you deputize a person and they go against the drugs and the drugs, there's a book written by I bought 200 of them and I intend to distribute it to the would-be killers of this country. And it's about the cartel of Mexico and Latin America, including Colombia. And if you read it, you'll have the goosebumps.
So
Yeah.
you're going to do away with the TANODs, but you will...
No, the tanod, yan, ganito yan eh. If you, look, I am ordering everybody to go after the drugs syndicate, okay? They are armed, and so I said, I will arm the tanods and the civilians who would volunteer to fight the drug problem. They have the arms. And if they think that their life is in danger, then there's a violent resistance, go ahead. I will defend you. I will assume full legal responsibility as president who ordered you. Just follow strictly what I order you to do. If there's no point in asking them and risk their lives, what will I give them? A truncheon? Would it make any difference if the other guy, the bad guy, has the 45?
How many would this be for every barangay?
Yes, because every barangay has a problem. So you cannot have a general running the show tapos isang contingent na specific assignment. Why is this really a problem about issuing guns? My job is to protect the community and my country. And that's why I said during the last meeting, the Avance, my parting words to everybody is this one word. Do not destroy my country, I will kill you. Do not destroy the youth of this land, I will kill you. Is it not clear enough to everybody?
Well, follow up, but this is actually, you mentioned new appointees, and we have...
We have si Ed, Ed wants to... Siya is a military man. He used to head the task force, Davao, and he will be the undersecretary for civil veterans and retirees affairs, Department of National Defense. Siya yung sa disaster round. He is a very good officer. Walang mabait yan. Hindi yan kagaya ng mayor ng Davao. Hindi yan nagmumura. So, you can risk easy. We are in safe hands actually. Now, the Land Transportation Office has always been a pain in the ass. There's a big of corruption there. Hanggang ngayon, we have paid our dues to them. We have not received our licenses to drive and the license plate for the car. This amounted to millions, and it is a grab-ridden office. I need a military man to instill discipline. And to, if you want to kick the ass of those who are not really supposed to be there, undeserving of their office, the Land Transportation Office Chief would be General Edgar Galvante. He used to be the regional commander. I was still mayor then, and he was assigned here. Then we have the special assistant to the president with general supervision over the PMS. My aide, staff lang ito. Yung staff ko sa office lang ng president. Si Christopher Go.
Where are you?
Sa opisina.
Presidential Management Staff.
PMS head. Sir, PMS chief.
Kasi graduate ko, of Lasal University.
PMS Secretary. PMS Chief.
PMS or chief.
And he specializes in how not to do things the right way. Palagi kong nare-reprimand eh. Then we have the head of the Presidential Communications Operations Office.
Presidential Management.
Wala rin siya, Martin Andanar. Ano siya?
Si Martin.
Comes from Action 5 to ba?
Ano po siya?
Action 5. Sino Action 5 dito? Wala na kayo kasi nasa pa kayo ng iba. He's going to head the office. But the spokesman remains Sal Panelo. Many of the guys there in also do not like him. So I said, Sal Panelo has been a good friend of mine for the longest time. As far as I'm concerned, he's honest. He can talk. Maybe he's also abrasive in his language at times, but that is the nature of a person. We cannot change him, just like me. And we have the Undersecretary of the Department of Labor and Employment, Joel Maulongson. He belongs to the left. Once upon a time, he went to the mountains to be a cadre. Umakyat ito sa bukid as a cadre sa NBC. Alam mo kung bakit? Naghingi siya ng sapatos pati pantalon sa akin. And it was the uniform of the NBA. This is my government is meron akong military, then I have to appoint the Moro people with cabinet level. I'm just waiting for some, dynamics to be solved in the respective areas. Yun ang mga bago, but still have to many more agencies and offices that I have to fill up. Just give me time. It's not easy to review every night. I pour on the qualifications just to make sure na hindi ako mapahiya and I do not end up appointing the son of a bitch. What else?
Pia Ragaga, a rapper.
Ayan, walang katapusan yan. Ano yan?
Good evening, sir. Sir, just on your catcalling, the previous press con, in Davao, there's a Women Development Code which you yourself
Yes, there is a
championed.
child.
Yes.
Let me stop you there for a while. Ano na sabi nila kalaban ko? They say that MP woman. Davao City is the only city in the entire Philippines that does not have an anti-vice squad. It's the squad that arrests people, yung mga walang ginagawa, and of course, they go around checking on women or their paper. But the practice of this isa pang group of idiots. They arrest women, the prostitutes, they bring them to their office and they abuse them and get their money. Kaya sabi ko, I abolish the anti-vice squad. There is nobody here who can arrest a commercial sex worker, who sometimes also known as for the prostitutes. It's only the city health officer. And only when they fail to report, I have allowed them. Kasi una ko ang ibigay trabaho. But they should report every week to the city health officer who will conduct the examination and find out if it's still safe for her to do the trade. Dito lang. Okay, super. Dito lang.
Sir, can I ask one question now?
Yes.
So sir, we have this ordinance nga pa, the Women Development Code, and in the ordinance, it states that catcalling, whistling, sorry, let me just read it, part of it. Cursing, whistling, or calling a woman in public with words having dirty connotations or implications is actually sexual harassment. So it seems as if you violated your own ordinance. Do you have any reaction or statement on this?
You know, you don't have any business stopping me everywhere. That is the freedom of expression.
Sir, your own law says that there's a limit to expression.
That's been asked. Because if you go overboard and you start to harass the woman.
No, sir, the definition in the ordinance is whistling. So,
Well, I
that's
said, if
already-
you go,
that's
parang you cajole with the woman. Miss, saan na? So, as a matter of fact, when I first saw you, I said, go to another question. You cannot stop anybody from whistling.
Okay, sir.
But I would say, who gave you the right to presume that I was whistling because I saw you? You have to be in a room, kaisa ka lang, a man and you would be so.
So, sir, you're saying you were not whistling at Marie's during the time she asked her question?
Of course not. That is objective or is it subjective? Subjective?
No, sir, because she
You are
was
guessing.
asking. No, sir, I'm not guessing because she was asking a question, and the question was directed at you, and your reply to her was a whistle. So unless
I
you
was
clarify that you were
exasperated
talking
by
to
the
someone
question.
else.
Whistling is not a sexual thing. Gaya ko, wala
Sir,
nang
for you it
ito
might not be
magtanong.
sexual, but to others it might. So the world does not revolve around your definition.
I do not presume that you are the one. It belongs to the fellow. I may look at it, but
Anyway, sir, let's move
I
on to the
would
next
look
question.
at that woman there very busy.
Sir, going naman towards to the issue of journalist killings, I have to bring this up again because I just want to clarify something. Sir, earlier you said that there are honest journalists and there are corrupt journalists. So under your administration, will there be different policies for corrupt?
You want me to go into a contradiction? No, I'm
No,
not
I'm
into
not.
a contradiction.
I'm asking you,
I made
let me
the
finish my
differentiation right at the start. Right at the start.
Exactly, sir. That's why I'm asking. I'm wondering if you're differentiating means that you will have different policies for corrupt and honest journalists. And if there are two different policies, how would you know
No,
a corrupt
no.
journalist from an honest journalist?
It
after
is
the
not,
family
it
event?
is not, it does not behoove upon, it does not behoove upon me to distinguish between an honest and a corrupt journalist. Sa inyo yan, hindi sa akin. Malaman ko na lang yan, yung pinatay ka na, tapos ang hawak-hawak mo siya o pati kunting pera. Maraming journalist sa drugs, ha? Hindi mo ba alam yan? Ang puti alam mo. Hindi ko problema yan to distinguish between Carol Aguilles, a dedicated journalist, and mababait silang lahat dito. Wala akong may turo. Let's go outside. Malaman mo yung mga journalist na tarantado? Alam mo bakit? At the end of the day, they are just drinking. Walang ginawa yung pati mag-inom. Doctor. Ngayon mo pa na, they go drinking. Tapos, pasok ng mga bar, maghanap ng patron. Mga pagbuong sagutin itong iniinom namin. Ganti. Pwede naman niya sabihin na nagbigay ako dahil because of humanitarian reasons. It doesn't form part of the of your journalist or by being in public office.
From the Inquirer, Tara Quismoso.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Good evening, sir. Sir, sir, you said kanina...
Nagkanabi ko rin naghawak eh.
Sir,
Hindi naman nakatingin.
magandang gabi, sir. Sir, you said kanina na you seem to have this aversion to attention, to public attention in general, and you are discouraging us now to cover you. And you said that you will even conduct your governance sub rosa, sir. So how do we then protect transparency? And I mean, you know, there have been concerns about you winning the presidency because there have been questions about not cheating, but you know, martial rule, etc. So how do we then protect democracy without journalism?
That is your problem. You're the one who threatened me that you will boycott.
Sir, it wasn't us who boycotted you. It was just a call of one organization.
Oh, well, I was also just answering the question.
Yeah,
Because pag sinabi nilang mag-boycott yung mga, then fine, you go. Walang problema sa akin. If you want to stay, wala ka fine. Ako, dito naman sinasabi. Sinabi ko lang kayo, pumalis na kayo at huwag na kayong pumalis. Pero yung bumalik ka dito to do a story, oh, this is a free. Sagot ko, kasi ayaw ko yung tinatakot ako ng gano'n. Kasi nasabi ko nga, noon pa right at start ng campaign, I will not die if I do not become the president.
So what is the guarantee then that this administration will show respect to legitimate journalism?
I have showed respect for all of you. I was just retorting to a threat na ayaw na ninyong ang mga journal ayaw na mag-cover sa akin. Fine. I cannot force you to do what you do not want to do.
Okay. So just one other follow-up on the issue that she raised. Sir, because the jokes, and you have said before that sometimes not to take you too seriously, and you literally banter with reporters, you make jokes, some are suggestive. So what can the women of this country expect from your administration?
Women?
Yes, your policy on the rights of women.
What seems to be the problem with women? Why did you bring it up?
No, because there was an issue that yesterday, that what happened after the press conference, sir, with the catcalling that invited heavy criticism online. That's just the reason why I am asking it,
Ano
sir.
sinabi ko about women?
Sir, yung incident na lang din po with Maris. Yeah. The whistling that you clarified earlier, that it was taken to be suggestive. Of course, the people have different interpretations.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, especially if you whistle in public, you are speculating whether you're the one. So it needs to be a cajole. A cajoling Maria, ganda mo. There has to be something like really inviting the sexual undertones. Pero kung mag-whistling lang ako, that is, that kind of thing is intruding into constitutional grounds. freedom of expression. If you are a beautiful woman, at sabihin mo, whistling is directed at a woman, and when I say, what am I doing? I am suggesting sexual intercourse. Would you think that would be the meaning? Or would you want that I'd like to fondle you? I'm expressing something. You overextend the dimensions of kasi pag marami naman, sabi ko ngayon, o sino galit na matmaan ko? Ako tanongin mo, I'm Muslim at Ignacio. Why? Because we were friends. Oh. Pumayat ka na, magtaba ka naman ngayon, Muslim ka. I can do that because we are friends. More than friends, actually. Oh.
We call on Mario Dumawan.
Elaborate, serious friend.
ABS-CBN.
Siya na lang, sir. Protect Mario.
Excuse me. Ano dyan?
He's here.
Sige, Christian.
Sorry. Akala ko mo eh.
Mr. President, like lang ako. I'm glad to meet you. Bumalik ako sa Davao to cover the Thanksgiving concert. Ang tanong ko lang po, bakit lapit sa puso ni si Freddy Aguilar at bakit masyadong inspired kayo sa paglalaban ko?
You know,
Was there a particular point in your life na
yes.
malaking hugot nito sa kanta?
Yes. That guy is a nationalist. His love of country shows the way he always about corruption and what ails this country, the social injustice. And when I invited him to sing for us many years ago, I was a young mayor then. I became mayor.
I think that's the vice mayor.
Bumilip ako sa kanya and I asked him to just stay behind sa river and just talk some coffee. But we ended up drinking until the wee hours of the morning. But we talked a lot about what is this country? What seems to be wrong? From what I've gathered from his talks, I had him several times. He's a singer with a social conscience. And look at the messages that the new one is yung Ipaglaban Kita. That is an old song. He just changed the lyrics actually.
Yung favorite song niyo yun? Ang kwento sa akin, hindi ka Freddy favorite song niyo from 1980s pa.
Ay yung kanyang favorite song sa kanya, Anak. Kasi nung narinig ko yan, tinok na ako ng konti. Alam mo, 7 years ako sa high school. Baka 7 years yun ako sa college, naloko na. So I tried to just, and it will give you, hindi naman melancholia, but it's something of remembering a childhood and the sacrifices of the parents. I'm a stickler for, hindi mo lang inyo alam, but I'm a stickler for values actually. Ganun lang ako magsalita, but kayo lang naman, mga taga-Maynila, ang taga-Davao, alam nila, tuwa nila. Kaya sabi ko, when you are in doubt, kasi I am not joking. Of course I'm joking. When I said that after taking my oath of office, I deliver a 5-minute address, it's preposterous. If it borders to credulity and you know, so, sabi ko, tanongin mo yung, ask the fellow on your side from Davao, what is he up to? Is he joking or is he telling the truth?
Last question, Mayor. Ano ang special number niyo sa Thanksgiving concert?
Well, I do not sing, I'm not a singer. I do not dance because sabihin naman taga-bay nila, women's abuse yan. Maybe I'll just deliver a few words, like, or sing one song. Ikaw. Ikaw ang dahilan sa lahat ng tarantula ko. Joking actually. I can cut a thread in the middle. You have to lingas ka siya kahit yung mga kagamay nila ng imagot and they are simply outraged. Ay, pasensya ka. I said, if you do not like me, so be it. I do not like you also. If you're a columnista, if you keep on, well, I'll answer you one of these days. Just give me enough time also to make my own. Then I'll tell you what's wrong with you also.
Christian Esguerra? Okay, yes.
Sir, good evening. Sir, during the last press conference, you served warning to the Supreme Court not to...
No, excuse me. I did not. I meant the judiciary.
Judiciary.
Not the Supreme Court.
So regarding the TROs, parang how do you guard yourself against the possibility that you will be absorbed in your own power? Kasi parang, di ba, you have this system of checks and balances, but you said during that press conference, once you vetted a particular project, it means there's no corruption already, so no need for them to...
Yes.
So yes, how do you guard yourself against the possibility of abusing yourself?
Many a project of this country has been delayed with the enormous challenge of TRO. Alam ko maraming TRO. Dito, alam mo, yung losing bidder, and he thinks that there's something which he can harp on to you know, it's always na kasali na lang ako o hati na lang tayo dyan. Parang gano'n, to pressure. The name of the game is pressure actually. Pag natalo ako, hati na lang tayo. O kaya, bayaran mo ako para ikaw na. Totoo yan, ha? Yung losing bidder magsabi, bayaran mo ako. Give me something so that I will withdraw my opposition. Ganun. You ask him, I suggest that you go to the mga contract ng project.
Sir, I'm aware of that, pero ang point ko lang dito, you have this system of checks and balances in the government, but so far you're sounding as though parang you have this full control of parang maybe you don't want to be checked by the other
that's what I said, do not go into this mess of being paid and issuing the TRO. It's business actually. I am looking at the other side of the coin, the wrong side. I cannot go after the righteous path. And as a lawyer, and somebody who was maybe the grasp of it when I become, you know, I can always wala kang makinarya, and if you win, ipapasa mo lang, ang kapital mo laway lang. Those are the things that they do. Negosyo. O sige, mag-withdraw ako, maghingi ka. Tapos, anong makinarya mo? Mayroon kang isang traktor, dalawang pala. So yung mga ganon, what I've been going after is not really yung tama. Because you need not really have the checks and balances kung tama lang. You are there to put a stop to this nefarious activity of delaying projects just because you lost the bidding. And there are a lot of ways doing it and getting money out of it. That's what I'm after.
Sir, finally, kanina's former Defense Secretary Gabo Chitoro was here. Did you offer him another cabinet position?
No. Wala. I just give me the advice. I offered him the defense department, but ayaw niya. But he came here just to give his 6 cents advice. So the hard family. Sabi niya, hindi ka pa nga notice that hindi pa ako take off. Marami na akong there seems to be, I said, a lot of hindi naman quarrels, but the problem there with my statement. I will not stop bullshitting people when I think that I'm right. And if I'm wrong, I say so be it. Such a problem. I won't read your newspaper anyway, and I do not listen to. There's a TV network there, and And maybe later na, huwag kayo makinig dyan because pera-pera na yan sila. Eh, sabi nga niya, bunga nga niya. Eh, alam mo, negosyo to eh. It's correct as far as mga advertising. But you should not answer it to somebody putting you to task for your responsibility in responsible journalism.
Last questioner is Eddie Regalado, Philippine Star.
Salamat. Kanina pa ako naghintay sa iyo. Nagtutulog na ako. Ikaw yung pumipikit ng mata.
Okay, good evening po, sir. I understand there are still the departments of health, in the trade and industry, of tourism and environment, DNR. Wala ka pa rin na ano?
He's coming. He's, I think, a resident of the United States, retired, an executive sa one of the multinational. Medyo bata pa. And he's coming back. Ang isang, hindi ko talaga nang hinayang ako na ayaw. Pero pawisan kayo ng nalagayan na. So, si Willie naman, hindi ko na, Willie Wong, hindi ko naman, admiral yun sa Navy. Pero if you notice, puro military ito sila. Ito si Ed, pati si Jan Galvante. At yung isa namang tatabi nila, New People's Army yan siya. So, okay lang kami dito sa gobyerno. It was fine. Ganon lang ang buhay. You know, meron ano. Let me just also put my 2 cents. I know that it is not new if I get the decision. Especially mixing up with the right or the left. But in this country has suffered so much debts and money for the defense and all the NPAs, the rigors of revolutionary taxes, which would prevent people from going up and develop the land there, and the killings, and it has never stopped. At meron bang mga sa military which are vehemently against it. So I asked them, when service, what is the right thing to correct? Just like the MN. You know very well that before Magellan came in 1521, Mindanao was already Islam. And most of us here who migrated because of the clarion call of the Americans to go to Mindanao because it is the land of promise. It was not really the correct. It was because they could not find workers and the Moro were not ready to work under the Americans. Because most of the Americans who came here were Christians and the original inhabitants there are the Moro who were or are Muslims, Islam. So how do you solve this problem? We are here. I have to look for a way of doing it. Otherwise, we'll have to pass on to the next. And ang problema sa akin is I come from mixed blood. And I have a family who are Islam. The line of my family, my grandchildren. And on the other line, my grandchildren are Christians. So what do I do? Let this just pass it. Palang i-dribble the problem until such time that pass it on to the next person. Kawawa ang bayan natin. And the sad part is that we are all Filipinos. Well, at least that we are called after Magellan came here. Philip, they called it Philippines because we are the subjects of Philip. But that did not sit well with the Islam in Mindanao. Simply because they cannot be the subject of a Christian king. Hindi sila mo yung tawagin Pilipino. No self-respecting mo tan bigla mong tanongin. Pero yung Pilipino? Me? No. Paano? Maranaw? Tausog? Muslim? Me? Muslim. That's the answer that you get. So let us try to find out the way of stopping all these wars and we come up with a nation that's only one. And I would never agree to any, never, I will not agree to any breakage of this country.
Sir, follow-up question lang po sa question ko sa the last one. On the matter of the PCSO, may napili na po ba kayo?
I'm looking for another Galvante and isa pa yan.
So will you change certain certain mechanism in yung charity work?
Grabe sa lahat yan. They were able to mix the illegal games to the yung luto.
You said earlier that you're going to find somebody who's a verdugo to get.
I want somebody who would kill at first instance. I want all those guys there who are corrupt there. So I want to see if you commit one mistake, you should you. Now I'm just, that's a figure of speech. Bakit ka nang batay mo ka at first instance? Alam mo, pinaka-corrupt yan. Maghanap ako ng tao na talagang kumihilig yan. Kung sabihin na full shot, na literally shot, ipakulong mo, di maghanap ka na naman ng bagong chip. Ano? It borders into a preposterous statement, or outlandish, if you may. Huwag naman yung kagatin yan. So, what is it? You're just looking for somebody who can control. And that is a very hard thing to do. Sa LTO, it took me several days to really ponder who can handle, who can. But one of the pinaka-stricto na dumaan dito sa nakita ko na official sa police, General Galvante. Kasi mag-upo yan siya sa sopa dito. Ang aid niya doon, kalahating puwet, mahulog na kalahati lang nagkaupo. Ganun katakot yun. Ewan mo, nabutan ko siya sa airport, sabi ko, ay, General, nandito siya, nag-upo, nandito ako. Yung aid niya, nakita ko kung paano pa, doon sa dulo, kalahating puwet lang ang kasangit doon sa kalahati. Ganon ka takot. They will have a taste of it actually in becoming. But most of yan sila, Morente si General. General yan si Morente. Dumaan yan dito at dito. Kaya siya nauna lang si Galvante. Morente, si La Peña. Koy wala na kasi nag-overte siya si Pagkadabaw yan, ulit sa Nika si Monteagudo. Puro mo ako sa'yo. I can assure, I said. I'm not saying that they don't inquire use those who are selected, really men of goodwill and honesty.
Yung board of directors ng SSS po, sir. Ayun po, MGSIS, yung mga ano nila.
I am dismayed, almost. Kasi yung, kailangan, ito mangyari, they commit mistakes. If you are a depositor, or if you are a member of the SSS, and you have not really bothered or maybe asked for any of your statement of your account, be careful, lalo rin itong private SSS. Because makita, if they say that you have not really touched or even get to look for a statement of what you have. Contribution. Somebody, marami dyan, just like the GSIS, hihiram yan sa perma and they would falsify everything. And just like the GSIS, when the widow or whoever the beneficiary would go there, it would take them eternity. It would take them eternity to have the records corrected. By the both SSS and GSIS, the beneficiary, usually the widow, is already dead. That's one that I want corrected immediately. Second is itong mga widow. Both army and lalo na yung police. They should not be going to Manila to follow up their claims sa kanilang asawa. Total computer naman, there should be an office. Bakit sila pa maghingi ng kanilang years of service, certification, or even the name, or yung death record ng death penalty? Naalaman nila yung police kung sino namatay sa kanila. Why don't we have to do that? There is an office there in every region to take care of everything. The widow or the beneficiaries or the children of the dead soldier or policeman will only have to go there, identify themselves to be the true and accurate beneficiaries, and the money released to them immediately. Bakit pa sila magpunta? And they have to reconstruct everything. Years of service, anak ka lang. Di hanapin mo lang yan sa record. Akala ko ba computer yan? I do not want anybody, and that would include in every office, I do not want queuing. They go there, they submit their application papers, then I do not want it received by the computer. I want it received by the clerk. She or he has to sign there. Received from Rodrigo Duterte the following application. Papirmahin mo. I do not want computer because they can arrange it. Then you give her a stamp, or whatever. Be back on this month, on this day, at this hour, and you will have your paper. Whether it is really approved or disapproved. Wala nang follow-up. I do not want Filipinos lying under the heat of the sun. I do not want it. Lahat yan sa professional regulations, statistics, Bureau of Statistics, census and statistics, no more.
Passport, because the DFA recently announced that if you could not be there on your scheduled date for your appearance, then you're not.
Because it was recorded, when I expressed anger. And I knew that if they could get the tapes ahead of me, they will use it on the last moments, on the last days of the election, and I would have the chance to rebut it. Kaya inunahan ko na. That's why I expressed it in public. There was this incident. What do we do that for? It's a simple story. And at the time, every network was in Davao City covering the event. There was the shooting and So sabi ko nga, I killed all of the 16 briefings. What's your problem? Everybody was there. Lahat ng TV networks were there. Bakit karaki siya natago dyan?
Marisa Mali.
Text ka doon sa...
Marisa Mali, you're next. Or GMA. 7.
Good evening.
Isa pa pa dumating.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening, Mr. President. I would just like to clarify, what exactly did you mean when you said kill or stop journalism? Because we would like to believe that exposing anomalies and telling the truth, no matter how dangerous this is still one of the most noble professions in this world.
I was taken out of it. There's no sense when you say kill journalism. You cannot connect the two words. I would say that you are journalism. You run the risk Even if you
No, you just mentioned a while ago, sorry Mr. President, but you just mentioned a while ago, kill journalism. I am challenging you. Stop journalism in this country.
No, kill journalism here, do not come here anymore because you were threatening to boycott. Go, let's stop journalism. I will use in order. You kill the journalism here.
Not a profession.
I cannot stop you. It is in your person.
Sir,
You want to do, you want to, you do not want that to come here, to boycott me. Kill journalism here. Because kung ayaw na ninyong punta, di wala ng journalism. How can I kill journalism? Ibig ko sabihin, huwag ka na. If you want, you can kill journalism. I don't rely on the government. Because that is the threat. Putang ina. Sinabi ko na sa hoy mga ugok. Putang ina. I can lose the presidency. My life, honor, just do not fuck with me. Huwag ninyo akong takot. Boycott. Let's say kayo. Di ba boycott kayo? Huwag na kayo man. Patayin ninyo. I was really translating it. Patayin ninyo ang journalism dito.
Sir, Mr. President, whenever you speak, it becomes headline because frankly, whatever you say is seems to be new to a lot of Filipinos, and including the manner of how you express yourself. And that style actually endeared you to a lot of Filipinos. Dahil po marami ang humahanga sa inyo, do you think the Filipinos should follow your lead in how you express yourself and how you talk?
Your choice. This is a democracy. Wala naman kung ano. And if they want to follow me, fine. But there are about 15 million plus Filipinos who voted for me. And they've heard it over and over again when I was campaigning. So what's the problem? I never pretended. There was no pretension. Isa pa yun, it's an office that has, there are lawyers there, but umasabi ito ng bar, ito mga gago na to. How can you override a constitutional, when I say it's freedom of speech, kaya nga pinapatay eh, kasi hindi na madala sa demanda. It's the highest. I don't want you can kill me. When I said that I'm invoking my constitutional right to freedom of expression and free speech. Kaya kayo cannot be asked to task for anything. Kaya nga walang mapuntahan ng tao. Kasi pag mademanda, the role is the Supreme Court sabihin na public interest is higher than a private concern. So, yung mauna yung the community which must be informed, and it is only to media, either broadcast, written, or gano'n. So, sabi ko yung umiyak sa akin, that's the rule. Forget it. You want to, just papatay na. Forget it. I don't know if he forgot, but apparently he did not.
Next.
Kayo mga taga-Manila, sabihin ninyo. Huwag na kayong pumunta dito. Sabihin ninyo sa mga boss ninyo.
Ina Andolong of CNN.
We will conduct governance sub rosa.
Hi, good afternoon.
Wow.
Sir, Ina Andolong
Umaga
of
na.
CNN.
Good morning.
Ay, good evening na pala, sorry. Kasi afternoon kami pinatawag.
Pero, kagaya nito, sabihin niya namatay ang nanay niya. He's a journalist. And he has no money, but he has to go to the Visayas because namatay ang nanay. So what would you do? If you're the mayor, and if you can afford to give, why not give? Is it because of the media? No, it's because it's a fellow human being. And he has to be there, and he has to cry at the burial of his father or mother. The consideration is not because I'm asking you to publish something for them. Kayong mga taga, all of you from Davao, tell me an instance Tell me a single instance when I asked you. Kaya sabi ko, I mean, it's goodwill. Kayong lahat, except for yung goodwill nga. Kailan ako, you can ask anybody, I've been mayor for 23 years. Tell me an instance where I said, even the press office of the city mayor, you can ask them. Statement of it. My guideline, the truth. Because the truth would always come out, however you hide it. And my role has always been stealing one's thunder. Kaya yung narration ko doon, yung sa election, sinabi itong Gabriela that I committed, I was narrating an event that really happened. And this guy, kalaban ko, one of the presidential candidates, was poking around looking for that thing. Maraming tao talking to the new appointees. So I have to ask them searching questions and answers because I have to satisfy public interest. That's the standard. See to it that they are not the guys like the third category of journalism, graft and corruption. Money is all evil. Go ahead.
Sir, you criticize or lambast corruption in media, and yet you admitted to also giving money to some journalists. Aren't you in a way contradicting yourself? Aren't you in a way encouraging that practice?
No, PR kami. That's the practice. That is why I said, pang PR. I am a politician. Doesn't mean that I'm extraordinarily honest. But as I am awfully somebody who tells the truth. Ano na yan? Pamasahin, ano? May convention mga writer, ano? Good. That is not corruption. But what I'm saying is that everybody is into the business. And you can ask any congressman. Just because you are here, I cannot invite you for lunch, a dinner. Or like tonight, if you want, you can go drinking. That is socializing. That is something else. Ito dito, PR, the second category. And I said, it's not corruption. It's somebody else's mouth moving for this guy. But hindi yung third stage, sabi ko, they go about corrupting people and extorting.
So
I was very careful.
So are you looking at an end to this practice? What do you plan to do to
It has
address
to-
this?
To end this problem, it has to start in your field, in your court, not